Audiobook 54 Shades of Now. Best Ransom for the Mind is Wisdom by Odingus C. Anyabuke, Jr. We are at war. In fact, we have always been at war since the dawn of humanity. For us, or for every knowledgeable person, to survive the onslaught of the present and future outcomes, we all must be equipped first with wisdom that ultimately exposes us to true liberty or freedom. The path to truth is a difficult road to trek indeed. Sometimes we'll feel lonely in our quest. Be brave, be patient, exercise endurance, remain disciplined, because this path we must take if we truly desire liberty. When it comes to knowledge, wisdom, I am humble, eager to know, and still a child. The path to knowing is very wide, endless, surpassing even space and time. In your lifetime, make it a habit to learn all that requires learning. Don't waste your energy on drugs, guns, bickering, senseless fun, complaining, arguing, fighting, gossiping, and hanging out with people who refuse to bestow themselves a little justice or use common sense and or even desire to expand their own horizons. The world is not what you and I think it is. On the surface, there are many players, actors, and actresses playing their roles to perfection. The shadow experts of manipulation and destruction, SEMD, are doing business as usual without being noticed by anyone, even when they appear in the open. The more you look, the more there is to see, and in most cases, the less you are meant to see and or is ever revealed for you to see. The perfect illusion criteria. But the shows or programs are always streaming in order to keep you and I disheartened, drunk, asleep, paranoid, misinformed, numb, and perpetually confused. Even when you know, you must be willing and passionately ready to know that which you know not, because your life might just depend on that knowing. Always remember, wise ones and neophytes, we are all on borrowed time. Introduction. In this book volume, 54 Shades of Now, Best Ransom for the Mind is Wisdom, readers will come across issues or problems that I have intelligently written to awake and or shake the masses, the pros, the public at large, humanity up from their deep levels of sleep. These issues or problems that I will discuss poetically and sometimes prose analytically are not entirely new or news. They have showed their strength as heavily as they once did in the past, continued on well into the present, may even attempt to continue their vehement nature well into the future, if we, Earth's inhabitants, Earthlings, refuse to use our brain powers, energies, to draft executive orders of our own, follow them to the letter A with deliberate actions in order to tackle these issues we face heads on, or remain inactive as we often appear to be and suffer dire consequences because of our negligence, ignorance, and inactiveness. The choice is ours to decide our own fate. We must do something constructive about the circumstantial challenges we face on planet Earth if we truly desire to see any constructive changes. Consistent collective effort or teamwork must be exercised before any constructive changes can be manifested. In our so-called masterminded, deceptive perception reality world and global melting pot societies, whether modernly established or archaically formed, the due diligence that I desire to present to you, the reader, is quite simple in scope for humanity to juggle, but also complex, mind-boggling to some, but also require critical thinkers to apply their own wits if they solemnly desire to tackle the challenges ahead. In this age of information and ever-increasingly cybersecurity technology and artificial intelligence communities that we are forming, the deck of cards are stacked, players are overwhelmed with schematics, and dealers are cleverly reaping much of the proceeds as long as the hands that are initiating the dealings are hardly ever detected, especially when they have skillfully maneuvered. Shade 6. Assets. Too many of us are running around like headless chickens, chasing money and laborious jobs that titans have created, instead of wisdom that Mother Nature gifted humankind. Men who created stock exchange markets had applaudable wisdom. Although index fingers are constantly aimed at them, disease creators are happily gaining from them. Investors are hedging their bets, diversifying for long-term returns. Adept ones are not cutting any slacks just for sake of because sums. Coronavirus has grown vicious and erasing profits from stock markets, intoxicating both the wise and fools, including those who think they are cool, neither or in between, or have at least improved. Politicians and lobbyists tell lies while funding think tank crimes. New York Times and Washington Post publish them for $3.50. Congress and inner circles pass laws with strokes of ink pens. Masterminds behind scenes moving pieces on chess boards, checkmating human minds. Ransom money demanded nobody can afford to pay. Pros are crying out for freedom every day. Some scream out loudest saying, "Price for freedom means death." Others say it's via liberation. Those who have achieved it say it's via revolution, even bloodshed. Conscious communities announce vehemently, pool your earnings, gentrify your neighborhoods to constructive, justifiable perfections. Erect skyscrapers, residential and commercial REITs, and virtual hubs. No drug dealing, no snitching, no cutting, no stitching, no thug loving, no dope fiending, no prostituting. Diverge and reestablish Black Wall Streets. Build cargo ships and planes for intercontinental commerce. By this I'm saying best ransom for the mind is indeed wisdom. Use whatever wit suits you, however. Build your temple on a solid foundation from the ground up, lest you quiver and watch your hard work collapse in shivers. Submerge yourself in enlightenment, forebearer of light. Illuminate to higher spiritual consciousness. Help one another, those who desire the help. Uplift the downtrodden. Know thyself first. Love yourself. Study others too. Stay close to your enemies. Separate your friends from your frenemies. Improve perceptions of yourself. How I wish adults could return to children. Such retransformation could help quell human frustration. Besides, babies bring with them into the world peace, love, joy, until they grow up in a world that is conniving and callously inhumane. Many of us have lost our humanity due to selfishness and profit greed, chasing nickels, dimes, and pennies on a fiat currency. I guess too many mouths to feed. Holla! Crooks are paid on the business round, square, and oval tables, then brag about compensations received in bribes, never facing indictment crimes. Instead, pats are placed on backs, firm handshakes are extended, promotions are rewarded for eliminating competitors. Corporations only seeking scapegoats, using their expertise to balance ledgers. Campaigns are merely for ballot votes, penultimate deals to gain. Any logical person can see the thuggish clusters on Wall Street, Maine. Amazing how depressed investors become worried to death when all their investments return zero interest, leaving assets screaming, naughtiness. Wake up. Are you still breathing? Cops are coming while you still sleeping. Wake up. Are you still breathing? Feds are recording while you still tweeting. The world is a prison system. Since birth, we've been conned, moved like pawns, stuck in enemies' territories. Creatures are crawling, bred like livestock, then dragged to be slaughtered. Grasping for fresh air, lungs are collapsing, chemtrails are forming, atmosphere is increasingly toxic. If you think you are free, try owning a home or planting a tree, and don't pay your taxes. Watch out, here comes the banks and the axes. Wake up. Are you still breathing? Mobs are lurking. You are still jerking around town. Wake up. Are you still breathing? Big Brother is watching you. You still daydreaming, fool. You don't have excellent credit, but you still splurging at nightclubs. Buy some stocks instead. Most companies have the best rewards. Intrinsic values are worth having. Practice frugality whether you reside in north, south, east, or west regions of the world. You will save lots of money this way. Go ahead, ditch the phonies. I wish I were taught this before 18. But with this new mindset, however, I can now plan to retire by 55 and could care less if Social Security is no longer in existence. Wake up. Are you still breathing? While you were sleeping, tweeting, jerking around town, and daydreaming like fools do, wise ones were busy investing in stocks and bonds, real estate, purchasing gold and diamonds, with slave labor and Sierra Leone bodies, gentrifying city ghettos, turning them into hubs of duplexes and condos. Losers are kicked to curbs, most times stomped on as if they were maggots, others forced to dilapidated suburbs. Now you are sitting on sidewalks, begging to be let back in. Your shit soon to be tossed right next to where you are sitting. So, if you have any sense in you left, fam, you probably already smell the black coffee. Now, wake the F-U-C-K up. F-U-C-K means for unlawful carnal knowledge. Arise, O brave one. Are you ready for the world, son, daughter? Study, study, study. The world is a mega computer simulation full of sophisticated programs, always changing in gigabytes or gigahertz, infested with algorithms, apps, artificial intelligence, and binary codes. World governments endorse their rights. If history comprised of recurring events, Then we must study the past, investigate the present, and forecast the future with new modules. Since masterminds invent the games, construct the rules, and decide the names, like when Simon says, stand up, sit down, jump high, move, aim, fire, bang, bang, bang. Stand down, comrades. Take a knee. Oh no! Did Simon give the correct orders? Or were Alexa and Siri given those orders? This is what teenagers interpret as kids play. When the siren sounds, everyone becomes dazed. Remember, history has already been distorted. Racism is legal. War means peace. Peace means war. Nowhere to escape when the boomerang comes back around. Bang! Whoever controls human resources, natural resources, and the money supply controls the world. This concludes the audiobook for 54 Shades of Now, Best Ransom for the Mind is Wisdom. This is just a snippet of the book. You can get the actual book, the physical copy, on Amazon.com. Just type in Amazon.com in your browser. And when you get to Amazon, you just type in 54 Shades of Now, Best Ransom for the Mind is Wisdom, or 54 Shades of Now, and my book will pop up on the screen. You can order it online. I believe shipping should take between 5-9 business days, or if you want a fast delivery, you can choose that option. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Beacon of Light at During the Lighthouse. Stay well, stay healthy, peace, one love, power, justice, balance, order, and resilience. Peace.